What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. Don't forget, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. And Oleksandr Usyk dominated Murat Gassiev over 12 rounds. I think I haven't seen more arm punches landed in a professional fight in my life. That got to be the Guinness World Record for arm punches. Most arm punches landed in a professional boxing fight. But you know, Usyk did the damn thing. And don't forget, for more real, raw sports talk and other talk, look in the description and subscribe to our new podcast, you know, or the new rejuvenated and revitalized podcast at Castbox as well. We're going to stop doing the live streams and go to Castbox eventually. So make sure you're part of that. You subscribe and download the free app on Android. They got a lot of other great stuff going on there. But Usyk just, you know, he did the same thing. Both of these fighters were very repetitive today. Usyk rolled out to his right, pity pat, 5-punch combination, rolled out to his right. And one thing he did today is he got his hands back a lot of the time, especially early. Usually he punch and he just keep punching, and then, you know, roll out. Today he punched and he brought his hands back to block any oncoming left or right hooks from the orthodox fighter Murat Gassiev, until he was confident that Gassiev couldn't catch him with his slow leg, foot speed, and a slow hand speed. And then he just started wielding on him. Same thing. He mixed in an uppercut, pity pat, mixed in an uppercut, mixed in a hook here and there. You know, rolled out to the right side, you know, for the southpaw Oleksandr Usyk. It was the same fight. Murat Gassiev, you know, didn't make any adjustments. I know he don't have a huge amateur background. He looked like he didn't belong. British did had a very better fight in the semifinals versus Oleksandr Usyk. And it was just pity pat, roll out to the right. You know, mix in uppercut hook, pity pat, uppercut hook. You know, mix in one of the two. And Murat Gassiev was, you know, come straight ahead, you know, chin tuck, you know, earmuffs on, looking for one big shot. You know, in the beginning he was looking for some body shots. They was coming too far in between. Kind of remind me of JoJo Diaz and Gary Russell, where Gary Russell was hurting, or JoJo Diaz was hurting Gary Russell to the body, but he couldn't put a consistent attack behind that body attack. You know, he couldn't consistently go to the body, and then he couldn't eventually go to the head because, you know, the movement was messing with him too much. Same thing with Oleksandr Usyk and Murat Gassiev. Murat Gassiev, you know, that movement was too much. He never stepped over to close the distance. He didn't step to his left, which is Oleksandr Usyk was rolling to his right, to make, you know, Usyk go the way he didn't want to go, and he would have had a better success rate with landing punches. Another Abel Sanchez fighter gets beat or has a tough time with a mover with Murat Gassiev. You know, Canelo, known as having lead feet and cinder blocks for feet and legs, you know, moved on to Triple G last fight. And Triple G had a good track record for cutting the ring off on guys. And today, Murat Gassiev didn't use a jab coming in. He didn't move his head like he usually do. You know, he gave up on his body attack. You know, he didn't do nothing but the same thing. Abel Sanchez didn't provide no sauce in this fight. He didn't provide nothing. He didn't provide no advice. You know, he didn't provide no encouragement. And today, he should be ashamed. When he get that check, he should give it right back to Murat Gassiev because he failed him. He failed him. Oleksandr Usyk heard he was training himself for this fight somewhere. I don't know how true that is. But he outcoached. That's true. He outcoached Abel Sanchez, and he beat his fight. He fought at the same time. And, you know, like I said, Usyk, foot movement, leg movement was way too much for Murat Gassiev. Way too much today. You know, and he just kept doing the same thing. He was very repetitive in his attack. But, you know, in his case, if it's working, why the hell would you stop doing it? And he wins all the belts in the cruiserweight division. I know they downgraded the other guy to regular WBA and elevated this to super to make it a cruiserweight championship, because that's kind of will be the asterisk that Dr. Toast wasn't the real WBA champion. He was a regular WBA, but they switched it to make him a super WBA champion and make this undisputed cruiserweight fight. But you know, both of these guys probably going to heavyweight, and let me talk about that in a minute. The Muhammad Ali Cup was beautiful and all, but next season they better have at least more than one black fighter in this tournament. You know, because the only black American fighter they had was Robert Brandt, and that's the reason they didn't get a US TV deal. And you know, I know they got Regis Prograis and Ryan Martin, and that's it. You know, they only got 2 Americans in this tournament again so far, and I know they're gonna do a season 2 of the cruiserweight So that might hint at the winner, which was Oleksandr Usyk, dropping the belts. If you're only gonna have 2 or 3 or a lower percent of black fighters in this tournament, don't call it the Muhammad Ali Cup. All right. Now I don't like that. I don't like that. Call it the Rocky Marciano Cup or call it the Joe Calzaghe Cup. I don't know what the hell you're gonna call it. But if you're gonna not have American black fighters in there and have American black fighter represent the tournament in Muhammad Ali, that ain't right. That ain't right. They better get some more black American fighters in this tournament. It was only 1 in 2 divisions. That was Robert Brand. That was a guy who was forced to move up 8 pounds at middleweight who hadn't proved shit out of Minnesota. So I got to say that first. A lot of people might not like it, but it's the facts. It's truth. And if you don't like it, stick it where the sun don't shine, all right? But Oleksandr Usyk, he could probably going to drop all the belts and go to heavyweight, which would be a bad idea. It'd be a bad idea for Gassiev to go to heavyweight as well, especially with Abel Sanchez. Usyk throws too many arm punches, man. He's a very, very amateurish type of fighter. He very amateurish and he gonna get knocked out. Period. He probably could make it to a world championship fight. Actually, he would be eligible, I believe, to be Joshua's mandatory. Because once you're a WBO title holder, they have a rule in place where you can move up. If you move up in weight class, you can be the mandatory as long as you hold the WBO title, which he holds the only WBO title that matters. He'll move up. He'll be the mandatory for Anthony Joshua instantly, especially now that they're not sanctioning Dillian White and Joseph Parker for a title eliminator. It's just for the international WBO belt. So Oleksandr Usyk can move up and become Anthony Joshua's mandatory right away, or he could fight Tony Bellew for Murat Gassiev. He can enter the World Box Super Series tournament again for season 2. That's rumored to be going down. Or he can move up to heavyweight. Would be a big mistake. He gonna get hurt and knocked out by any heavyweight. Both of these dudes is food at heavyweight. Usyk can have a better shot if he changes his style a little bit, but that ain't gonna happen. He's too amateurish. He gonna get knocked out at heavyweight by somebody that really matters. But if you want to try his luck at Anthony Joshua, why not? Why not? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have no problem going to Russia and fighting Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin. But if Povetkin win, will Usyk take a chance to go back to Russia and beat up on another Russian fighter in Alexander Povetkin? I mean, that makes sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So that make for him. But for Murat Gassiev, he might as well enter the World Box Super Series too, man. Also, Oleksandr Usyk could try to get Andre Ward out of retirement, but I don't think he brings enough money for that. He brings Undisputed. So I think at cruiserweight, if you want to remain at cruiserweight, Ward, Bellew, all right. Also, I think they want him to drop them belts. I think he said he's going to heavyweight, so they could just do a whole bunch of vacant titles in the cruiserweight season 2. And Andre Tabiti better be in that tournament, all right. So congratulations, Oleksandr Usyk, Muhammad Ali Cup, Undisputed Cruiserweight Champion. Don't forget about our new podcast. The link's in the description. Please subscribe. If we get 20 subscribers today, we're dropping exclusive Heat podcast, real raw, explicit on a number of sports topics as well. Don't forget to subscribe, share. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links are in the description as well. Also, if you want to start a channel, you want to do a business venture, a video collab, my business email is there for that use only. Video request comment section and advice comment section, and DM me on social media for requests as well. Don't forget to share the videos as well. Also, we got a new college football and basketball page. That link's in the description. One time for the one time. We gone.